So one of the best things that I've done this year is to stop reading the news. Let me explain. So usually I'm a really optimistic and positive person, but when I read the news, it really drags me down. Because if you're honest, if you read the news, like politics news, it's always about Trump, it's always about terrorism, it's always about some kind of shootings. And German politics are always really terrible to read about. I just think that these are things that are happening in the world, but I have zero influence on them. But if I read about them, they're still impacting my day. I mean, I know that these things exist in the world, but there's nothing that I can change about it. And so why should I let this impact my life in a negative way? In the past, I've noticed that I wake up, I'm full of energy, I want to do some cool things, and then I start reading the news, and then all of a sudden there's this whole kind of negative energy coming into my brain, and then the whole day is kind of clouded with images of politics, of terrorism and stuff like that. And this doesn't really add anything to my life. I mean, it's just negative. And so I've really found that since I stopped reading politics news, my quality of life has really increased. I still know a little bit what's happening in the world, but I have actively blocked access to all of those websites. If you're using my phone or using my browser, you can't even access news sites like Spiegel or Die Zeit or the New York Times because I've blocked them all. I'm following a lot of people on Twitter, but as soon as I see some words about politics, I just block those keywords, so I will never see anything related to that anymore. And now, of course, there will be people who are saying, hey, you have to be up to date, you have to be informed of what's happening in the world. I mean, you will never be able to completely escape it. Even if I do everything that I can in order to block the news, I will still learn about the most important things. But it's one thing to read about Trump once a day or once a week, or read about Trump 100 times a day. So obviously, I'm still following news that are relevant to my job. So I love reading news about technology, about business and stuff like that. I love reading inspirational content, motivational content, listen to podcasts. But I've just found that following the regular news cycle with all the negativity doesn't add anything to my life. So just stopping reading the news was a big thing for me.